And then the last stroke that we need to do, there's a couple ways to do it, and the simplest instructions, it ends with like the ball of the brush. So 8 goes like that. But most of the time the teacher wants this beautiful tail, so you go, and then there you try to make it go like that. So that's something along those lines. So it's a down and a curve. It's easy to just pull it up like that, but what you'd like to do is accomplish that kind of slow. And when my teacher does it, he does it ever so slow. My problem is I'm very fast at everything I do. So while this looks like it's a fast art form, it actually is very thoughtful, and everything is, again, like a golf stroke. What looks fast is actually very, very subtle differences. Okay, so we've got all 8 strokes. How are your papers drying? If you're very good, I'll let you paint one ink.
My paper needs to dry faster.
Yeah, and when I've done this before outside, and then it's like a no-brainer. Everything's done right away. So what we're going to do all together, and of course you'd be thinking very hard about the placement of where each part of the character would be. But you know, for beginners at this short lesson, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and pull this in nice. 7, 8. That's a little long. This is a little heavy. I mean, after you've done this a while, you can begin to see where you've made mistakes, because it's never right. Again, it's like golf. It's never really right. Even Tiger Woods complains about his stroke. You know? So these strokes really do take hours.
Well, I think this is great, actually.
That's very good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yes.
This is it.
All right. So here you go. You graduated to trying an English.
Oh, I came first, everybody.
You've got the confidence.
Oh, I don't know about that. Let's not.
All right. So count through it. You're going to lift your brush 5 times, but you're going to do 8 strokes. So the first stroke is the down stroke. 1.
No, I don't have to do my spot first of all.
Here. Yes. 1 is this stroke here. And then 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and then lift 4. Very nice. 7, 8.
Let me just
It's
go.
a curve.
Don't put me off now, Connie. I'm going to do this really well.
Nice. Now this is this pulling in stroke.
Pulling in, and I want to go into a
nice slow tail.
I'm just going to flip it.
Yeah, make a little correction.
I'm sure all these Chinese masters do it too, actually.
A little touch up here, you know.
It looks like a K to me.
Yes, it does. When you're done, it looks like a big K. But even when they do it, it looks a little like your heart.
I forgot about the camera.
This is regular script, and then it's pretty easy to find that gets a little tiring. So what I really, really love is doing things in what's called grass script. And so what I would do when I go into classes, I would say, oh, you know what, I want to write happy birthday, which just isn't the way it's really done. You know, you don't really, you write important Confucian sayings. But if you were to write just something that you wanted to write beautiful cursive calligraphy, more or less, grass script. So I asked the teacher this year, this last class, if I couldn't do something like an encouraging, so I could give them as little gifts. So this means something along the lines of can or able, or no, kind of a positive thing. But what's really fun about these is that this is one fluid stroke, quite different from the very precise, like the difference between writing in beautiful handwriting and printing the Roman alphabet. So if you want to give a try on your water paper there, well, somebody else, you want to try your ink? Got an ink one to take home? And if everybody, I wasn't sure if we took home for all, so everybody will get at least one eternity to take home.
Can I just take that one home instead?
No, that one's not that good. No, you don't master it easily. And they traditionally you would spend many, many hours, and you would do whatever you're told to do by the master. So if he wants you to practice a particular stroke many more times, you practice it many more times. If you want to take this home, you can take this home.
Shit.
And what is Donata? No.
不用谢，不客气。
Okay. Very good. All right, give it a try. Here's the ink over here. You can use ink for any of the brushes. It's fine. Just not on a magic paper. Then you direct your magic pick.
So
All right,
we're
so
trying this
one.
symbol.
Try this one first, and then Brenda's ready to move on to cursive, I
And
think.
just advance.
They would hate me in the classes because I'm really patient.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing for, in fact, the teacher said most Americans are just so impatient. We just want to get on with it. You know?
Oh, I
And it's
did
really a
want to.
matter of slowly mastering each individual aspect. Oh, not bad. Not bad. So if you were going to critique it based on...
Yeah, I'm not very good at critiquing it.
That is
When they get
hard.
worse than
Not
what it
fast
really
enough.
was.
Hard.
Yeah.
Although I have to admit, when I did the competition and I watched them doing the 1,500 people entered these pieces, and everyone did something different. It wasn't like we were all copying the same thing. So the judges, there was a panel of maybe 8 men, older Chinese men, and they were looking at them less than a second each. And they obviously had gut reactions to what they were looking for. So some of the things you're looking for, just you could gather, is this sort of sense of energy, this sort of chi in the stroke, so that it looks like you haven't labored at it. What you want to avoid is that, like, fill this one in later. In fact, what they prize a lot is this sense of space and swishiness in the brushstroke, almost like Van Gogh. You know, that sense of immediacy, and that seems to be something that they were looking for. And then if you were doing something what's called seal script, it would be very regular and very precise. So in that case, they're looking for something different. But I was always impressed with the ones that were wonderfully fluid and have this sort of sense of energy. So, all right, you ready to give this one a try? Yeah. I like the fact that it doesn't end.
Just one
One
line.
long stroke.
How do we,
Starting here.
Oh, I'm holding the brush wrong.
Oh, you know what? Copy it from here. I've got more copies of Can. It really is quite fun. And I'm definitely skipping over the process in my own class, but would spend many, many years, mastering each individual character and
Oh, that's
the
a
spacing
beautiful.
and the composition.
I invented a new stroke.
Ooh, yeah. And of course, loading the brush is a whole skill. The amount of ink and how much you'll need, and when you can stop if you're going to have to stop.
wait, do I just go straight up like that? Or-
Yeah, it's actually connected. And what would be just the same as cursive for our own script. So we learned this as separate strokes, but you can see that this guy has taken his dot and went, and then just quickly went to here. You can see where his trail is. So that's what you do. So I'm gonna. Thanks. Oh, but I've got some wonderful students here. I can see some potential. And I think we'll end our lesson here. And I want to thank you all for coming. And I hope that next time you see some calligraphy, you'll know a little bit more about how difficult it is. So thank you again.
It sure is
Thank you.
difficult.
Yay.
Thank you.